This is one of those stories that makes you look at your coworkers differently the next morning. The kind that sits heavy in your chest while you sip burnt office coffee and wonder how close you came to being part of a disaster you never saw coming. On the day it began, nothing felt unusual. That's the terrifying part. It was a Tuesday, one of those gray, forgettable Tuesdays that smell like printer ink and stale air conditioning. I remember because Tuesdays were when the cleaning crew came late and the hum of vacuum cleaners echoed through the office long after sunset. I worked on the 14th floor of a glass building in downtown Chicago at a mid-sized consulting firm called Ravelin Solutions. We weren't glamorous. No ping pong tables, no kombucha taps, just gray cubicles, polite smiles, and the quiet pressure to look busy even when you weren't. I had been there for 6 years, long enough to know everyone's coffee order, long enough to stop believing HR was on your side, and long enough to understand that the real work of the office didn't happen in meetings. It happened in whispers. My name is Claire Bennett, and I was invisible by design. I did compliance audits, the kind of work nobody understands and nobody thanks you for until something goes wrong. Then suddenly, everyone wants to know why you didn't catch it sooner. That Tuesday afternoon, as I was packing up to leave, an email popped into my inbox. No subject line, no signature, just 7 words. Do you know what's really happening here? I stared at the screen longer than I should have. At first, I assumed it was spam, or a prank, or maybe someone meant to send it to someone else. But when I hovered over the sender's address, my stomach tightened. It was internal. Someone inside Ravelin. I typed a reply and erased it. Typed again, deleted. Finally, I wrote, "Who is this?" The reply came almost instantly. Someone who knows you don't ask questions. That was when my heart started to race, because it was true. I didn't ask questions. I followed procedures, I checked boxes, I survived layoffs by keeping my head down. I was good at not being noticed, and apparently someone had noticed that. I shut down my computer, grabbed my bag, and told myself to forget it. Offices are full of bored people and bad jokes. Whatever this was, I didn't want to be part of it. But that night, at home, I couldn't sleep. The email replayed in my mind. The wording, the timing, the way it seemed to know me. The next morning, I walked into the office and immediately sensed something was off. People were quieter. Conversations stopped when I approached. Our usually chatty receptionist avoided eye contact. Even the elevators felt tense, the air thick with unspoken thoughts. At 10:17 a.m., another email arrived. "Meet me in conference room C at 7:30 tonight. Come alone." I laughed under my breath. It sounded like something from a bad thriller movie. And yet, I didn't delete it. All day, I tried to focus on my audits, but the numbers blurred. My mind kept drifting to conference room C, the smallest room on the floor, rarely used, with no windows and a flickering overhead light. At 6:45 p.m., most of the office had cleared out. I told myself I'd leave. I even stood up, put on my coat. Then I turned around. Conference room C was down the hall, past the copy room, just a few steps. I told myself I was only going to peek. At 28:29, I pushed the door open. The room was dark, except for the glow of a laptop screen. A figure sat at the far end of the table. "Claire," a voice said, softly. I froze. It was Daniel. Daniel Ross, senior project manager. Married, 2 kids, friendly. The kind of guy who remembered birthdays and brought donuts on Fridays. "What is this?" I asked, my voice barely steady. He closed the laptop. "This is me trying to sleep at night." He told me everything. Or at least enough to ruin my peace forever. Ravelin Solutions wasn't just overbilling clients or cutting corners. They were laundering money through shell projects, fake consulting contracts for companies that didn't exist. Millions of dollars funneled quietly, hidden inside complex spreadsheets and harmless-looking reports, and Daniel had been helping them. "At first, I didn't know," he said quickly. "They told me it was tax optimization, legal gray areas. Everyone does it." "But you found out," I said. He nodded. 3 months ago." "Then why didn't you go to the authorities?" He laughed bitterly. "Because I like seeing my kids, because I don't want my wife crying on the news." My stomach churned. "Why tell me?" I asked. "Because you're clean," he said. "Because you work compliance. Because if this explodes, you'll be blamed anyway." That hit harder than I expected. He slid a USB drive across the table. "Everything's on there," he said. "Emails, transactions, names." I didn't touch it. "I'm not a hero," I said. "I know. That's why I trust you." I left without taking the drive. For 3 days, nothing happened. Then, on Friday morning, our CFO was escorted out by security. No announcement, no explanation, just whispers. By noon, the office buzzed with panic. Meetings were canceled, HR sent out vague emails about internal reviews. People pretended to work while refreshing news sites. At 2:03 p.m., Daniel's desk was empty. At 4:45, I found the USB drive in my bag. I don't remember putting it there. That night, I plugged it into my personal laptop. I wish I hadn't. What I saw wasn't just fraud, it was systematic, planned, approved at the highest levels. Executives I'd smiled at in the hallway, leaders who talked about integrity during town halls. I didn't sleep. The following Monday, I was called into HR. 2 people sat across from me, smiling too much. They asked about my role, my access, my relationship with Daniel. I answered carefully. Too carefully, maybe. That afternoon, my email access was restricted. By Wednesday, I was placed on temporary leave. That's when I understood. The secret wasn't just the crime. The secret was who they were willing to sacrifice. If you're finding this story gripping so far, take a quick second to like the video and subscribe to the channel. These stories take time and heart to create, and your support helps this channel grow and reach more people who love real emotional storytelling. Now, let's continue, because this is where everything changed. On my 3rd day at home, someone knocked on my door. It wasn't the police. It was Daniel's wife. Her eyes were red, her hands shook as she held her phone. "They took him," she said. My chest tightened. "Who?" "They said it was for questioning, but he called me once from a blocked number. He said to tell you to check the backup." I felt cold all over. That night, I checked the drive again. Hidden folder, encrypted files, and a video. Daniel sitting in that same conference room. "If you're watching this," he said, "it means I didn't get to finish fixing things." He explained the backup, evidence stored off-site, enough to bring the whole company down. "And Claire, I'm sorry." I contacted a lawyer, then a journalist. Within 2 weeks, the story broke. Ravelin Solutions made national headlines. Executives arrested, accounts frozen, offices shut down. I testified. I lost my job. I lost friends. Daniel took a plea deal. The company tried to paint me as a rogue employee, but the truth came out anyway. Today, I work at a nonprofit. Smaller office, lower pay, clear conscience. Sometimes when I walk into a new workplace, I still feel that old instinct to stay invisible. But then I remember, secrets don't stay buried forever. They just wait for the quiet ones. If this story stayed with you, if it made you think about the hidden lives behind office doors and polite smiles, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. It truly helps this channel grow and brings you more powerful, unforgettable stories like this one. This story is over, but the next one reveals a secret even darker, and it starts when someone decided to speak up just one day too late.